Welcome back to another edition of Random Reviews from the Markives. This is the last time I'm going to do this box, and I'm going to move on to another box the next time. I'm getting ready to put all this stuff away. This stuff has been in storage for a really long time. I finally have all my shelves up. It's all going to get alphabetized and put where it belongs, but for now, I can do these random pulls. So first up, I'm going to do four random things, and we have, oh boy, this is the Criterion Blu-ray, dual format Blu-ray and DVD. It's a mad world. This is a film I love. Some people don't like this. They say it's not funny. I think it's great. It features damn near every living American comedian of its day, comedians that span multiple generations of showbiz at the time. It's an epic, bonkers, free-for-all road trip comedy. A lot of people love the film Rat Race, which is clearly inspired by this, another kind of point A to point B road trip comedies with gigantic casts. It is, I love it. It's a film I love. I've been able to see it in the theater. I was able to see it in the theater at Alamo Drafthouse several years ago on digital, I think right around the time this came out. And it was really cool to see an audience full of people laughing at it, including people who were like substantially younger than me at the time, because I always figured this is a film that like older folks like. But it was cool to see people who loved it, to see a film with an audience. Anything is better with an audience, especially a comedy. But to see a comedy that I've only ever watched basically by myself at home on TV, in a theater big with people laughing at it, it's great. This was originally a Cinerama release. This is, and it had a roadshow version. So it had, it was like a whole experience when you went to see it. Like you would go in and there would be like the music from the film would be playing in the lobby before you got there. And then before the curtains open, you'd be hearing like a suite of music, and then the curtain would open and then there'd be an intermission. And then during the intermission in the lobby, they would play police calls where like it sounded like different dispatches from police organizations telling you what the characters were up to while you were taking that intermission. And that kind of bridged the gap between the first half of the movie and the last half of the movie story-wise. Originally, it was Cinerama and very, very long. This version, I believe, I don't think this is a longer version. I know film restorer Robert Harris for years was trying to piece together the complete full-length version of this, and I don't know that he ever quite made it there. It does have a lot of outtakes included, but originally it was super long, the roadshow version, then it was cut down for general release, and it was cut down image-wise. So like when you watch this on TV, it was a fraction of the original length, and it was like a horrifically pan and scan. So any Laserdisc, any widescreen version of this is really great to see, because you really see the whole image as intended, and it looks great. And it's Sid Caesar, and it's Milton Berle, and it's Terry Thomas, and it's Ethel Merman, and it's Mickey Rooney, and I could go on for the next half hour with who's in this movie, but it's a film that I love. It's a comedy classic, directed by the man who brought you that laugh riot, Judgment at Nuremberg. So up next we get King of Comedy. Not that one. This is the Stephen Chow King of Comedy, which I was able to see in the theater when it was still relatively new. Stephen Chow, most people now know him from Shaolin Soccer or Kung Fu Hustle, probably even more than that. But I was digging Stephen Chow well ahead of that, because my friends and I just loved Hong Kong movies. So we were buying all these online or in Chinatowns, and he was so funny. He was so outrageous. And it's a shame that he kind of stopped making movies. Like he moved into directing movies. He did one called The Mermaid, which was like a really huge hit in Hong Kong. That was funny and felt like a Stephen Chow movie, but I just miss seeing him in movies. This, I don't even remember what this one really was about. I just remember it being very funny and having like a really blatant like Doritos ad at the end of it. So King of Comedy, worth checking out. I think maybe a bunch of his stuff is now more viewable streaming than it had been for a long time in terms of physical media. So that's two. Number three is Magnificent Warriors. This is a film that I've reviewed on the channel already, so I'm not really going to talk too much about that. This is a kick-ass Michelle Yeoh Hong Kong action movie, and again, if I'm pulling it out of a box here, it means I think it's worth watching. And then we have Don Knotts. For a while, the Don Knotts Reluctant Hero Pack. For a while in the heat of the DVD era, Universal was putting out all these things called franchise collections, where they would put out film like the Universal Monsters films or the Smokey and the Bandit films, or all the films in their sequels and the Mom and Pa Kettle films. And they did one for Don Knotts. So you've got the Ghost and Mr. Chicken, which we just screened recently at the beautiful Everett Theater in Delaware on 35mm. You have The Reluctant Astronaut, The Shakiest Gun in the West, and The Love God, which I have a 35mm trailer for, and I love throwing that in front of shows that we do at the Mahoning, because it's just Don Knotts, proto-Furley Don Knotts. I love Don Knotts. I think he's hilarious. I love his old Universal films with his bug-eyed. So this is a lot of fun. So that's all I have to say for this time. This is a short one. Maybe I'll do one more. I'll do one more from this box, and then no more of the JKLs anymore. Until next time, thank you for joining me. at random pulls here at Random Pulls from the Markives, where I randomly pull things from the Markives. If you have anything to say, please comment and like and share and all that, subscribe and all that stuff the youth are into. Until next time, bye.